Hey everyone, and welcome to New to Books. My name is Brent, and I am new to books. I am on a quest to get caught up on awesome books, so if you know of any, please recommend them to me. I have been reading the Empyrean series by Rebecca Yarros. I actually don't even know what the word Empyrean meant, so I actually just looked it up before recording this video, and it means the highest heaven or heavenly sphere in ancient medieval cosmology, usually consisting of fire or light. So definitely interesting. I mean, that makes sense. Last video I did was on a book, number one of the series called The Fourth Wing. And the second book, what I'm talking about today, is called Iron Flame. For whatever reason in the US, you simply cannot buy the paperback copy of this book. I've definitely been looking for weeks, and I'm not the only one. You can find the hardback copy to buy, especially in stores, but just not the paperback. Obviously, one of the big reasons is because of Onyx Storm, which recently came out. That's book 3. People are trying to catch up or reread, but even when I went to the Onyx Storm release and Barnes & Nobles the day before, they simply didn't have any paperbacks for Iron Flame. I obviously got the paperback of Fourth Wing, so I wanted the matching copy. At the time of this recording, Onyx Storm has officially been out. And yes, I actually finished that one already, so video coming soon. But we're going to talk about Iron Flame in this video. As a reminder, in case you don't know, this is a romantasy. And in my previous video, I did mention that it was super spicy. Well, to me it was. And this book is no different, but I will never downrate a book because of its spicy level. So that's just a big FYI. Overall, I do think that this book went more into fantasy than romantasy. Obviously, there's definitely still has the romantic moments and spicy moments in it, but there definitely was more standard fantasy, which some of you guys might like. I read somewhere where they said Iron Flame was proven to appeal to a male audience because of its inclusion to dragons and dragon culture, kind of reminiscent of George R. Martin's A Song of Ice and Fire, which continues to draw a heavy male audience. So maybe they did that to kind of get more males interested in the book. I mean, I agree this is more fantasy-ish than the first book. The story in the world is definitely developing more, and I could see that some people who really enjoy the characters and everything going on in the first book to be a little overwhelmed about the transition. But the second book dives deeper into the whole Imperium world, which I actually do appreciate. I mean, I definitely want them to get out of Basgiath and see what's going on. But let's talk about the 5 reasons why I think you should read Iron Flame. Remember, this is the second book in this series, so I'll be referencing things that happened in the previous book, but we'll try not to spoil anything just in case, for whatever reason, you haven't read it yet. Well, the first reason is to figure out what the heck is going on with the previous twist ending of Fourth Wing. So again, hopefully you're watching this video after reading the Fourth Wing and you're trying to determine if it's worth your time to read the second book. But for me, as soon as I finished Fourth Wing, I had to know immediately what was next. I'm usually good at spotting twist endings or expecting cliffhangers, but this one definitely surprised me. So if you were surprised too, let me know in the comments why and your thoughts on that. So this book happens immediately after events of the first one. So I guess this goes along with how well she progresses the plot. For me, there's always something interesting going on, and the pace that always keeps me like on my toes, not really know what's going to happen next. So you can imagine the beginning of this book when Violet finds out the shocking news. You want to know immediately about what's going on. She wants to know what's going on, and you just kind of question everything going on right now. She's left definitely at a loss for words, and she doesn't know who to trust. Reason 2 would be the signet powers. So remember that every dragon rider will get a special power depending on their dragon. So we know Violet got that lightning wielding, and Jaden has the shadows. So you find more about that. You also see how others end up using their signet powers to affect what's going on in the story. I think this magic system is really clever because it's not only used as a tool for combat and battles, but ways to interact with others in specific situations. Again, I don't want to spoil anything, but there was some clever interactions going on between the different characters, not just the main one. So when you meet a character and their dragon, you're always wondering, like, who is this person? But you always try to figure out, like, what is their power, and you figure out, like, how their power could be used. And it really shows how useful they are and respected they are in the world. So definitely more discovery on signets, and you realize how vital they are to the story. And that definitely was a great reason to kind of jump into this. The third reason would be, like, of course, what happens next to Violet and Xaden. Unfortunately, they're forced to be separated from each other, which was outside their control. But they definitely will always find a way back to each other. It seems like they have to go through so much challenges just to end up being together, which is obviously what they want to do. So like in the first book, they went through so much, but I don't think if that's even a fraction of what stuff goes on in this book. So you could definitely have to check that out. Not only are they physically separated, but also mentally. They go through issues of trust and really figuring out who the other person is. So yeah, just constant struggle between them. But that's kind of what you would expect in a book like this. So they have so much similarities between them and who they are, but at the same time, there's so much different people, and you really see that in this book. Maybe like you try to figure out, like, oh, why do they like each other? Like, what's happening? But definitely there's spicy moments, even where Dane is involved. Yes, Dane, we can't forget about Dane. He was Violet's best friend forever, so he definitely will be playing a big factor in here. So be ready for that kind of interaction. Number 4, of course, is what is going on with the Venin? Who are they? What are they trying to do? We really have to figure that out. Obviously, a big part of this book is discovering about the looming threat in the world, which goes well beyond what the characters imagine. So initially, you think it's just a small group of people who know about them, but nope, more and more people know about them and know about their history, and you're kind of just finding out more about that. It just gets all crazy. They definitely have powers, but you're trying to figure out where does it come from. They seem really dangerous and powerful. How are they ever going to be beat? How much Weirvin do they have? Anyways, this book just takes to the next level. You really feel the power that they have with all interactions, and really puts in your head, like, how's anyone ever going to beat them? How's that going to happen? But something definitely needs to, or else it's, going to be impossible. The last reason would be like a us versus everyone mentality, where it's not just the people of Basgiath or the people in their world that's just doing their own thing. Like, how is Violet and her crew, how are they gonna, defeat this overarching, this threat that's happening? They really have to figure out how to, like, go to past these roadblocks along the way. They have to find out more about the Venin, and there's just people and politics that just get in the way of that. I mean, it gets really interesting and really more challenging than they ever thought was possible. And I think it's just definitely gets interesting, and it's definitely them versus everyone. And of course, unofficial reason is because of the Onyx Storm. Like I said, I read it because I was super excited about it. But I think that's definitely a reason why you should be reading this book, to kind of get ready for that. If you guys don't know, in the Empyrean series, there's going to be 5 total books. Obviously, they're thinking about and they're preparing for a show or movie, a series. So they're definitely building up the excitement. Every time I'm reading this book, I definitely feel like, oh, this would make an awesome scene. So they definitely, the writer definitely has that in the back of her mind when writing, kind of how this is going to play in real life. So definitely a lot of excitement around this book, building up to Onyx Storm, which I'll make a video on. No spoilers there, but I did really enjoy Iron Flame just as much as the first book, and Onyx Storm was super awesome as well. So I gave Iron Flame a 4 out of 5, same as Fourth Wing. I do think both of these books have great things going on for them in a lot of different ways. It's great to see them out of Basgiath. It's great to see more and more characters getting introduced into the story. kind of seeing their powers, kind of see their relationships, all that kind of stuff. Definitely a lot of excitement going on in the world, not only in the world of Empyrean, but also people getting excited about this series and kind of where it's going. So again, if you guys are even thinking about reading this, if you enjoyed The Fourth Wing, you'll definitely enjoy this one. Like I said, I really enjoyed what was going on here. I think she did a great job, and I really am excited about the next couple of books. But yeah, so again, definitely read this one. Definitely going to be one of my favorite books this year. Onyx Storm, I'll do a video on real soon, hopefully within the week. But again, I'm excited. Now I'm at the point where I'm all caught up, and I can't wait for the other two books to come out. I know she writes really fast, but I just can't wait to see what happens with all these characters and kind of, what else goes on with Violet and the rest of them. So that's Iron Flame. You'll actually figure out what the Iron Flame is, which is an important part of the book. So that's exciting as well. But yeah, that's it. Let me know in the comments what you guys thought about Fourth Wing, about Iron Flame. And then let me know if there's other books out there you want me to read. But yeah, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe to this video and channel. But thanks everyone. Talk to you guys next time.